We feel that there's already a lot of really unique technologies in the marketplace. Because they go and present to a venture capital group, they see it's some kind of weird technology that they're not comfortable with. They don't have, there's no real performance curve on it. They don't know the game. They don't have any backers. They've never had successful exits from other technologies, so they don't get funding. So part of the whole program that we're putting together is a way and a mechanism where we go out and look for these guys. We go out to, in conjunction with a number of the other shows. There's the Solar Energy International show and a number of other locations where it's a natural congregation of entrepreneurs, inventors, and innovators. So we have an audition for where they come in and they tell us about their technology or their thought or their process. We have a group of advisors who are scientists and marketing people and business folks that would see if this makes any sense at all, if it's something that's kind of interesting and kind of out there or different or has military applications. We invite them to come to a semifinal that would be held in Texas. This is only open to domestic companies because part of the deal is to get the support and the help for the industry, but also is how do we really push the domestic application of manufacturing and recapturing the marketplace in a technology that, in my opinion, is absolutely necessary for the United States to be the leader. The venture capital model that I've talked about, or a corporate model, is somebody comes up with an idea in a corporation, they run it through their model, they see if it's going to make any kind of great product and project, and as they go down the road, and it might and might not make it to the marketplace, depending upon the core strategies of that company. If it's a new technology and they try to go find money and it's not within the framework that the venture capital companies are comfortable with, they're not going to get any money, one. If they don't have any people on their board that have gone through successful exits and strategies for a product with a venture capital company, they won't get any money. If they don't understand the game, they don't understand the legal implications, the structures, they haven't prototyped it, but it's a great idea. They've run into the wall of trying to get a business off the ground in a technology that's in a new area. I know you know exactly about what I'm talking about because you're doing something unique in the marketplace in the automotive industry, and trying to get people's brains around even the concept of doing something different is very hard. If you've got a new technology and you've never done anything, you probably aren't getting any money unless you've got a lot of money, your family's got a lot of money, or you just luck out and find an angel investor someplace. That's the reality. So we want to provide an avenue for new technologies domestically to have a place that they can come to and they can get sufficient funding that they can actually afford to leave their jobs and have their family taken care of for a couple years while they perfect their technology and they learn the market and the game. So we go out and find these people, we boil it down to kind of a group, we award a few awards, which are significant awards to merited technologies. Some of the other ones will run through a prototype program as part of the deal. Some of the other ones will get a scholarship to the program. They won't get the cash part, but they'll get a scholarship to the program because they could benefit from that. So ideally that we have a whole group of entrepreneurs coming through that are training, that go through a whole program where they're educated about the process. We prototype their technology, we put it on Sun, we refine it with them, we tighten it up, we get results, performance results, cost analysis, engineering. We get all the stuff that they need to be a viable company. We do it pretty quickly. We can get it all done in a relatively short period of about 2 years, utilizing a university's resources, utilizing public resources as far as private industry, putting the two pieces together and making the best of both. So you bring these people in, you train them, you prototype their stuff, you get it, you put it under the sun, you take them through with a whole bunch of students where they learn about law, they learn about what are the ins and outs of budgets, what are they going to need, how's their presentation going to work, what's their branding, putting together all the pieces so that they have a shot if their technology actually is successful and merits being launched into the market. Once they're trained and their technology is proven, now they're really ripe for senior venture capital investment. The venture capital community, not only is it broken for the people trying to get into it with the new technology, it's also broken for the people that are setting up the venture capital funds. That 9 out of 10 deals that they put money into collapse. So they realistically make money off of $1.20. And they make enough money off that $1.20 to keep themselves going and to keep looking. Every now and then they get a Google. Every now and then they get an Amazon. Every now and then they get a Solar City, and they invest early in something that's kind of a up-and-comer and does something really successful, and they make enough money off of that to support the rest of their operations. If there was a way that they could double, triple, quadruple their success rates in a clean tech field, they'd be all over it. If you actually bring these technologies through, you develop the comparison methodology and a target. So a way that they can, as their prototype is being developed, now you can compare it to the big field. Okay, you're the best, or you're almost the best. And we can build enough of it so that we can deploy it so they can get a whole history. Here's where it would be graded on our scale. And so when they're dealing with the venture capital community at this point, they have a very big bargaining chip. They can come in and say, look, here's what our technology produces. Here's how the performance, here's the cost analysis moving forward, here's the profit. So now a venture capital company can come in for a much smaller dollar, get a realistic piece of the company, and both of them can go forward very successfully together with those who are impassioned about the project, still in charge, with those who expect a good and healthy return, pretty assured that that's going to happen and that they're going to have a couple seats on the board to help that happen. Because, and how all this comes into play and helps the United States is because competing against China on China's terms will never get us anywhere. The way that we can win this and do this effectively is to out-innovate and to be really liquid and fast in our innovation. That we can continually come out with next-gen stuff, major next-gen stuff, every 2 years. There's no time for them to build these monster fabs to attack that segment because everybody's going to want the most efficient and the best product.